Did you know that people today might be aging faster than ever before? In today's video, we're diving into a shocking new study that links accelerated aging to our modern lifestyles. Plus, we're tackling the controversial rise of weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy, which have now been linked to over 100 deaths. So stay tuned to find out what you can do to protect your health and make better choices for your longevity. If this is the first time you've seen me or clicked on one of my videos, I'm Dr. Ashley. I'm a weight loss expert and the founder of PhD Weight Loss. We've helped over 7,200 people drop 260,000 pounds and more across the US. And my goal is to help you get the science-backed information you need to actually drop the weight, keep it off, and live the best life possible. And if you like this content, please subscribe so we can impact more people positively together. All right, let's dive into the headline.
Cancer rates are rising in young people, and a new study says accelerated aging may be to blame. Joining me now is Dr. Frank Contessessa.
So what we're finding is that young people these days are biologically aging faster than generations that came before. So we're talking about things like oxidative stress, things from the environment, and this is a multifactorial thing. This is the environment. So, we're surrounded by toxins these days, preservatives in foods, highly processed foods. This affects our gastrointestinal system. But it's also sedentary lifestyle. People are sitting behind desks in front of computers more. The younger generations, everybody works in front of a computer. So what we're finding is that we're seeing cancer rates rising in younger people. They're encountering things like diabetes and hypertension and things that you would normally associate with older age groups. We're seeing that in younger people now.
So the solution to this is relax, exercise, and change your diet. Is that it?
You got it. You hit the nail on the head there.
Okay, we'll move on. I'm really interested in this one. More than 100 deaths have reportedly been linked. They have been linked reportedly to weight loss drugs like Ozempic.
And it's funny, the ticker shows the stock price increase in these weight loss drugs.
But the trouble is that these drugs on a mass scale are relatively new. And I'm not sure that we've got long-term studies of the effects.
We don't.
Have we got those long-term studies?
Some versions of these drugs have been around for a good 10 or 12 years, but they really weren't used very widely. They were pretty expensive and used only in diabetics. They are actually pretty good diabetes drugs, but for using them strictly for weight loss, we have to be really careful. I know that the temptation is there to say, hey, just give me a shot, let me take a pill, and the weight's just going to fall off. But Stuart, as we all know, there's no free lunch. There's always a downside to these things, and you have to be really careful with the patients that you prescribe these to.
These guys in this video make it sound so easy to drop weight and reverse a lifetime of bad habits. Just relax, exercise, change your diet. They covered the supposed solution in less than 3 seconds. And honestly, that's probably about as much time as most doctors spend talking to their patients when it comes to obesity-related health issues. The advice is usually the same. Eat less, move more, be plant-based, eat your fruits, veggies, and whole grains. Then we go home and struggle to make any progress. We return to the doctor, and they give us a stern look saying, hey, you really need to do something about this. Try harder or take this new miracle drug. At that point, we feel hopeless, like we failed, so we turn to the drug option. It's so incredibly frustrating. I have a PhD weight loss client who's a physician. He's an OB-GYN, and he's dropped a significant amount of weight with us at PhD. He actually reversed his type 2 diabetes in 6 weeks, by the way. And now as a result, he understands how to better treat his own patients with proper nutrition and lifestyle guidance. Well, he recently shared with me that one of his longtime patients who is obese had her appointment with him right after visiting her primary care physician. Her primary care physician had put her on Ozempic, metformin, antihypertensives, and a statin without discussing weight loss at all. This made my physician client so upset because he knows there's a straightforward and healthy path that can address all of these issues. He gave her my book, 5 Steps to Reset the Scale, because he wanted to encourage her that she could drop this weight and get off all of these medications naturally. But, this is the reality out there. People aren't being properly screened to see if they're good candidates for these drugs. They aren't being cared for, educated, or guided. The guys in this video are right. These drugs haven't been out for that long, and now 2 to 3 years down the line, we're seeing that the side effect profile is alarming. The risk of bowel obstruction increases by 450%, often requiring surgical intervention. The drug works in your gut. It alters it. It thickens the intestines, which increases the risk of them getting twisted. Pancreatitis, which can be deadly, has a 900% increased risk. There's a 7 times increased risk of sudden blindness that can't be reversed. The drug also interferes with key aspects of your brain that controls taste and memory and gut motility. It messes with serotonin and dopamine, and since we now know that the gut essentially controls all of our health, this is concerning to me, at least. And then there are all of the unknowns. There's so much we've yet to discover. But, I am the type of person who remains skeptical. I'm always curious and believe that everything really has a trade-off. The question I always ask is, what's the cost? When it comes to these drugs, I think we'll see shifts in how people use them, perhaps through better customized dosages or even microdosing, but we must find a way to wean people off of these meds so they aren't dependent on them, which is how they're currently designed. Lifestyle intervention is critical if we want to slow down our accelerated aging. The conventional dietary wisdom of eat less, move more needs to be discarded. We need to understand that a vegan or plant-based diet is not a cure-all, and in fact, it can cause more harm than good. The idea that everything in moderation works is bogus. Weight loss is, for many, an addiction recovery process. We have a lot of work to do in changing the support and messaging around weight loss and overall health. All right, this is a bit of a controversial one, so I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you're struggling with weight gain and want to avoid medications, if you want to actually get off all medications and eliminate hunger and cravings naturally and quickly, you might want to check out PhD Weight Loss. The link is in the description. See you next time.